If you've never worked in the corporate world, you probably don't even know what guiding principles are, and you probably didn't even know you needed them and how important it could be for your business. Personally, after working for a Fortune 500 company at a very young age, this really impacted me. I learned so much about team culture and servant leadership. Day one, when I worked for this Fortune 500 company as a pharmacist, I thought I was going straight to the pharmacy and get ready to work. But they put me through what's called business college, and I learned about the business and why they existed before even stepping into the pharmacy. And I think this is something great that every company should do. When you hire someone new, you shouldn't just go into the technicalities of their job roles. You need to be able to share your vision, your mission, and even your guiding principles so that they understand what's important for them. That experience taught me so much about how they really loved their team members. And if the team members are happy and you create a good team culture, then in return, they will treat your patients and your customers the right way. It was all about empowering team members. Even though I was very young, I was able to move up the corporate ladder fast, where I thought you needed to be working there at least 10 years. But for them, their team culture was about hiring the right person for the right job. I was brought on as a manager, and I did not know much about the business, and I knew everything about the mechanism of action of drugs and how they worked as a pharmacist. And one day, a new regional manager came to my pharmacy and asked me to have a conversation with him to see what he could do to help me in my new role. And I thought this was amazing. It was servant leadership at its finest. He took 10 minutes out of his busy day to teach me how to be a better leader and inspired me to keep moving forward. He taught me the concept of a stool. Whenever someone is there that is asking you high-level questions, you focus on a three-legged stool answer. Number one, what are you doing for the team? Number two, how are you impacting the entire company? And number three, what are you doing to improve personally as a leader? It was a great way to teach me how to be an effective communicator when corporate leaders came into my pharmacy. And I was no longer scared. Even though I had this great experience, don't get me wrong, there are still rules that we had to follow. Everyone needs rules because everybody has to be aligned and be rowing the same direction. When you think of a great company who has a great team culture, it's because they have a set of guiding principles that everybody follows. And that's how you build a team culture. For example, always have a positive attitude, no skunks allowed, is one of our guiding principles. We wanted to make sure that people came into work with a positive mindset. If they didn't know how to do something, it's okay. We were there to help them. This is so important. For example, one of ours was be open to change. We're constantly evolving. It's very important to have your guiding principles set. So when you have to have that difficult conversation with a team member, you can go back to your guiding principle and say, we are a company that believes in being open to change because we're always evolving. So although I know this change may be hard for you, it's something that's necessary for the business. So let me give you an example of how we realized that guiding principles are very important. We took a course on customer service from the Ritz-Carlton, and each of their team members actually carries their credo, their guiding principles in their pocket to remind them how to behave at work. This was very inspiring for Will and I because we went back and wrote down all our guiding principles of how we want our team to behave, how we want them to have a positive mindset at work, and how they should treat our patients. And it doesn't stop right there. This is something way back when I was working as a pharmacist. Have you ever noticed when you call a pharmacy, after 3 rings, somebody answers the phone? This isn't a secret. There's always a reason why. Let me tell you about it. So this happened in the corporate world, real life story. We were busy filling prescriptions and the phone was ringing and the pharmacist was yelling, "That's a second ring. Is someone gonna answer the phone?" Because we knew by the 3rd ring, someone had to answer the phone. That was part of our guiding principles. It was part of our customer service, and we all knew that was the rule. Great guiding principles in practice looks like this. For example, having a positive attitude. Our patients already knew when they came into their office that they were gonna see smiles. Because who likes going to the dentist? Everyone is scared, so we had to make the environment fun. And one of our other guiding principles is have fun. Smile often. And we removed some of the fear of going to the dentist by making it fun. When they came into the office, they would have so much fun because they knew they were gonna lay down, get their teeth clean, and watch their favorite movie above their heads. And the TVs over their heads were used as a distraction method because with kids, They just need to be distracted and not know that you're picking at their teeth. The parents loved it. And sometimes they would even request to turn the lights off so they really felt like they were in the movies. And as a byproduct, this is a true story. We had kids telling us that they wanted to eat more candy, get more cavities so that they can come back sooner. People aren't gonna remember what you say, but they are gonna remember how you made them feel. So really pay attention of how you make your customers feel. Whether you're selling a product or you're in the service industry, how you treat someone goes a long way. Next, you'll be provided with a worksheet, and we will help you craft and create your guiding principles. So get excited. But quickly, just to review, this is what we will be focusing on. Identifying core values. We're going to define each value. We will develop principles for each value. We will help you create a memorable acronym or mnemonic. We'll guide you with integrating company operations, provide you the resources to communicate and educate your guiding principles. Also, a framework to review and update, measure, and reward your staff. In the end, you need to lead by example, because these can be pretty words on a paper that you put in the break room. But if you as a leader are not sticking to your guiding principles and not leading by example, communication is leadership. And it's very important that you lead by example and you communicate these guiding principles often. So ask yourself, how often do you need to talk about these guiding principles? There's no rule. You could do it daily, hourly, monthly, but I really recommend that you lead by example, and communication at the end of the day is leadership.